All right. Hello. Good evening. What's happening? How's everyone? I'm excited to be here today. It's been a minute and I have gone through it, but guess what? I'm here and I'm grateful to see all of you here. Thank you guys so much for all of your messages, letting me know that you miss me. I missed you too. So you need to know that. But I want to welcome you guys all to the new Gloria Bailey Ray Show. For those of you who are not familiar, this is an interactive show, which means you're able to ask questions. I'll bring you on camera at some time. But the good thing is that we are interacting. The show is about providing you, the viewer, with relevant, fact-based, mainstream information to help you be informed and to make informed decisions. All right. We are streaming live on Facebook, YouTube, as well as LinkedIn. So, you got any of those areas that you can stream from? Log on. Come on, let me hear from you. Because, today, as we wind down Women's History Month, one of the things that I wanted to do was to allow you, the viewer, to talk about women or females who are in your life that have impacted your life. They may have impacted your life by just training, being there, help you with your careers, whatever it is. But I want to be able to offer you the opportunity to come online and to be able to express the sentiments that you have for that individual. So, need to give a quick shout out to all the viewers, and in whether you're nationally or internationally, I want to say hey. I want to say to Sam, Samantha, I do have hair. I wear a hat, and I got a fresh haircut, Sam. So I'm trying to work with this and work with this head at the same time. But thank you for inquiring. I am not bald completely, but I just like wearing my hair cut short. And people who knew me when I had lots of hair, they still say I prefer hair. Well, guess what? This is what you get. But thank you, and I send you much love. I really appreciate that. All right. So I want to remind all of you guys that there's so much going on. I got stuff happening. So let me just tell you, I am conducting a 4-week workshop. It's called The Power of Observation. It will start on April 15th and will run for 4 weeks. I think it's through May 6th. The thing is, I want you to sign up. It's online, but you are going to get tools. You are going to be so happy that you were a part of this. And I want you to be a part of it. So be sure, go to gloriabaileyray.com and sign up. It's as simple as that. I do offer payment plans for those of you who say, I'm not quite sure if I can pay this all at one time. No problem. I want you to be here and I want you to get the information. So that's the first thing. Second thing, whoo, 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 hot off the press. I am so excited about the second edition of my book. You didn't get the memo, Navigating Corporate America. You can go to my website. You can order the book. So I am so excited about this book. Y'all, you just don't know. It's been a work in progress, but I tell you, process, but it is here, and I am just waiting to get all of my copies in my hot little hands. So I am so happy. Want to remind those of you, I had some of you that say you're not able to tune in at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's okay. Listen, you can go back. If you are like most automobiles now, you can actually log on to YouTube and listen to the whole show. So, but you can also go back and watch the show from start to beginning. So don't let that deter you. I also going to ask you guys to be sure and continue, if you've not signed up, to follow me on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. Go for it, please. that's a simple ask, and I would hope that you would be able to do that for me. So please, 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 please help me out there. Hey, I see you guys online. Thank you so much for being here. Let me just, before we jump all the way in, let me just start with some information about Women's History Month. We all know that it's observed annually, it's a yearly thing now. And as Women's History Month winds down, I want to actually take this opportunity to, I guess you could say, I want to stick a pin in a couple of things. Because as relates to women, let me just say this to you. We still got a long ways to go. We still have a long ways to go. And Women's History Month has not always included the voices of women of color. With that being said, I'm not just talking about Black women, I'm talking about Native American women, Latino women, Asian American women. But the thing about Women's History Month is it really and truly is a reminder that although we've come far, we still have so much farther to go. And I think that the contributions that women make still are not being celebrated in the manner that I feel is befitting. Yeah, they celebrate, but let's get real. You know what? Women, we know who rule the world, and that's the thing. So make no mistake about it, though, that women of color, we are essential to the progress and the success of this movement. So, women's history, although it's not always been inclusive, it is important for us to highlight the stories of women, which is why I wanted to talk today and have you talk about women who have impacted your life, women who have been there for you. Hey, Ali, I see San Antonio. Thank you guys for tuning in and being here and all your prayers. I'm not 100%, but I'm getting there. And that's the main thing. Not going to let something keep me down. So I want to start with, first of all, the woman that impacted my life was my mom. Strong woman, she took no prisoners at all. But because of my mom's perseverance, her determination, and the thing is, whether we liked it or not, growing up in the South, we went to church and she gave us a foundation, her and my father. But of course, my dad worked long hours, my mom worked long hours as well, but she was still the focal point of being at home with us. And a lot of the things that I still do to this day is because of my mom. And people tend to forget. Will I say it's a perfect mom? What's a perfect mother? That becomes a question. But I will tell you, my mom, I am the woman that I am today because of things that my mom did and how she raised me and how she got me to be grounded and to always believe in myself. And I will tell you, there are times, and some of you probably out there like to feel like that too, that, there have been times I just really didn't have that self confidence. I want to say to you today, it's because of the women whose shoulders you have stood on and who've gotten you, whether you really think about it or not giving it any thought at all. But it's these women that have paved the way for us to be able to have the jobs that we have, to be able to have the careers that we have, to be able to do the things that we've done. And we all know there are so many women who have endured so much. They've endured sexism, they've endured racism, they have endured, of course, we all know the disparity as it relates to pay. And yet, it's amazing. Still to this day, I can walk. I was in a store, and the person walked up to me and said, "Could you help me with this price tag? You do work here, right?" It's amazing, and it's the assumption that people make. And again, not that it's negative. Sometimes I just had that face that, especially older adults, seniors, they just come up and say, "Baby, can you help me?" It doesn't matter. That doesn't bother me. So I just think that it's really important that we really and truly take a long look at what we have done, how we have done it, and who has helped us to get there. Now, I'm going to put out here. I'm going to send this chat over. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but if you want to come online, let me know and I will send you a connection and you're able to do that, right? And let's see, can I post? Here we go. Yeah. All right. So if you want to and you want to verbalize and put it out there, women who have impacted your life, use this link and be able to link in, log on. All right. So I also want to acknowledge my grandmothers. I was one of the few. I actually had both my grandmothers with me for my earlier years in life, and they were formative years. And to this day, I know people still find it amazing. I love to cook, I love to bake, I garden. I got all of that from my mom and my grandmothers. And those women impacted my life in a way that was, what shall I say, that has allowed me to live and to live the life that I wanted to live in such a way. Also, look, I've had some teachers. I think this one teacher when I was in high school, Miss Irma Coke. I don't know if any of y'all out there back home you remember Miss Coke, but I came up through schools where the teachers taught you how to answer the phone. And we had our time when they would call and you were supposed to answer the phone. Some of y'all don't know about landline phones, of course, but they would call and you had to answer the phone a certain way. And it was teaching you telephone etiquette. And I just remember Miss Coke was just awesome. She really and truly was. And I appreciated that. Also, when I think back to other female teachers, let me tell you, Miss Dorothy Willis. Shout out to Miss Willis. Miss Willis, if you're around and somebody can tell her to get online, look, Miss Willis was our physical education teacher. That's where I learned the square dance. Come on, a sister skirt dancing, loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it. And she was instrumental in so many facets of my life. But I really, really want to give a shout out and to appreciate her for everything that she has done. Another woman in my life. Let me just say, Miss Louise Lawson, I see that you aren't on here, but just the kindest, sweetest, most patient woman I have ever met. Willie Mae Richardson, I'm shouting you out today. And so I just want you guys to let others know because it means nothing when a person is dead. I always find that fascinating that at funerals how people will show up and they have all these glowing remarks to say about a person. But when they were living, you didn't give them the flowers. Give them the flowers. What do you have to lose? Absolutely nothing. And by the way, if you use the link that I just posted up, you can also share it on your Facebook page as well as your YouTube page if you have it. So be sure and log in with me. So we're talking about women who have impacted our life, honoring women who have been instrumental in our lives and really made a difference. I have to give a shout out to even, you know, I have to say, Dr. Smith, Dr. Sandra, the bomb, very, very just impactful in my life, as well as Dr. Ali. Dr. Roz, you all of that in 2 bags of chip, French onion dip. So that's the thing. Hey, Al, thank you so much for being here. We're talking about honoring women who have impacted your life or your career. There's a link that I put up there on Facebook and also on YouTube. If you'd like to come on camera, just put that link in to what do I want to say? Drop the link in and you'll be able, LOL, okay, and you will be able to allow me to bring you on screen. But I just want people to understand life is short. Life is so short, and it's crazy, y'all. And for us to not to be able to give thanks and honor, I've met some really dope, dynamite women in my life. And although I don't talk to them all the time, the beauty of it is I don't need to. So that's the thing. Strong women. Sally, where are you at? Sally Davis. Um, you know, that's not your married name, but that's how I know you. You guys, Barbara Beard Mitchell, some of these women that have just done so many, 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 many wonderful things. TJ, Trina, you know who you are. Let me just say, shout you out. So, women who have done things. And here's the interesting thing. Don't you find it interesting? I don't have any women who are all the same, right? And that's what I'm talking about. So for me, my attitude is I want to let you know how I feel about you, why you were important to me, and that's important. Carolyn, the if did you see the link in the chat? I just posted it up again. If that's what you're saying to me, I see you. Miss Carolyn, I'm gonna tell you, Miss Carolyn is on my motivational spiritual podcast every Thursday without fail. Yeah, let me tell you, Dr. Sandra, same thing, Dr. Ali. But here's the thing, it's all about the gifts that we have been given. And a lot of my gifts, in my opinion, have been because of the women who have believed in me, who've supported me, who have impacted my life in such a way. And for me, I'm grateful. I'm truly grateful to each and every one of you. And at least I can say, and hey, if I don't see you tomorrow or the next day or the next year, you know how I feel about you. And it's one of the things. That's why everything I say is dare to be authentic. Be yourself. I'm authentic. I'm telling you, irregardless of what somebody else says or how they, oh, she can't be that way. That's how I am. And I'm not going to change for you or anybody else. That's why it's important to let people know how you feel about them. And so I just tell you, I'm so appreciative of having you guys here. As I said, you know that I've been in a season, and this is my first day back. And I wanted to just come on, not with a guest or any of that, but just to talk with you and to tell you how much I appreciate all of you, your love, the candy that I got, the chocolates. I appreciate that. And it meant so much to me. It's not been, I won't say easy, but anything worth having, you know, it's worth working for. You just keep giving and giving of yourself. You don't stop. That's the main thing. You don't stop. And I just find that I can only be me. Thank you, Miss Carolyn. It takes courage to be different. And we know that. And it is. And for the person who feels like that this is self promoting, well, I guess I am, if that's how you see it. But shame on you for not seeing the show for what it really is, which is being able to bring a different element and way of learning and sharing and educating. So, for those of you haters out there, keep hating. That's the thing. I just can't worry about it. For a minute, it threw me for a loop. But you know what? They all say, they people will always kick a dog when they down. Just because people smile, you don't ever know what's going on behind them. However, the beauty of it is I have something that apparently some of you don't have, and that's Christ in my life, and a strong belief in that as well. I don't even have time to try to explain, not going to. But I tell you, for those of you who have reached out, who have stayed in touch, who have supported, who have, I'm just like, I'm amazed. I'm amazed. But the beauty, even if you guys only have one person who believe in you, only one, it's okay. I want you to be okay with that because that's all that matters. See, when we stop and quit worrying about what other people think about us, when we stop and quit worrying about how other people view us, when we stop and quit trying to be like that other person rather than be like yourself, that's when you really start to grow. It really and truly is. And my attitude is, you don't worry about it. I used to, oh, why aren't all where are the people? Don't worry about it. If it's one of you on the show, that's one of you that are here because you felt like you're getting something from it. If it's one of you that show up to my training, that's because that one person felt like that they were going to be blessed by that. That's what I'm saying to each of you. We got it all wrong. We've forgotten to be grateful for what we do have. And some of you have so much, and yet you squander it away because you're so busy hating, you're so busy being wrapped up in yourself, you're so busy being caught up with stuff that ain't got nothing to do with you. Hear me when I say that. It's not about you. It really is not. But it's about what you do with what you have been given. That's the reality. So for me, I'm just keep moving. I'm excited. Book, training, speaking. That's the thing. And make no mistake about it. Everything that you do does not belong on Facebook. Everything. And so just because you don't see different things or what I say I'm doing, don't mean I'm not doing anything. And then guess what? I don't give a damn what you think anyway. Because the reality of it is it's not about me trying to show up or one up and all of that. Don't care. Some people may say that's not how it is. Some people say you're bragging. Some people, you know what? Folks are so busy being intertwined in other people's lives when they should take a step back and look at their own. Now that's where you're gonna find some skeletons. Y'all not hearing me. And how I got onto that, it's just that I'm talking about appreciating people who are here in your lives, people who will do things and you not even know that they've done it. It's not important. If you did it out of love, then guess what? You don't need to talk about it. You can never do things for someone and say, I really want to help you. But yet, if you come back and you talk about what you did for that person, that's a problem. If you really want to be that giving, loving, kind person, you just do what you're supposed to do and you don't worry about the rest. But a lot of us forget that. We really and truly do. And so I just wanted to just tell you guys again how much it meant to me, the cards, the texts, the emails. And yes, I put on Facebook about having surgery, major surgery, 6 hour plus surgery. However, the thing is, it wasn't about looking for sympathy. It was, I know that there are a lot of people that follow me and stay in touch, and they hadn't heard from me in a while. And I wanted them to know, hey, I'm okay, you know? And that's the thing. So for me, I'm just telling you, I thank you. I thank all of you that are here, those that you have a desire to be here, because eventually it will kick in. And I was reading something. I think it may have even have been someone made a post several months ago, and when we worry about where we are in our life, and you worry about what people are thinking, listen, all of us have our own time stamp for when things are supposed to take place and happen. All of us. I don't care who you are. All of us. If you're wondering why Sally over here seems to get all of the accolades, all of the speaking, all of the other, that's fine. If you wonder why, you know, John Boy over here seems to be the most popular person around. He just always churning out things. It was just his time. Don't worry about it. That's the thing. When it's your time, it's your time. No matter what people do. Ooh, I want if you don't stick a pin in anything else but this. No matter what people do, no matter what people say, here's the real deal. When it's your time, it's your time. Nothing anybody else can do or say. But in the meantime, what you have to do is you just have to keep putting one foot in front of the other. Quit worrying about what it looks like. Because, at times you just say, I've been doing this and there is nothing. Vera Wang had been doing things for years. She was 40 years old when she actually made her first dress. Think about that. Y'all hear me? You know, I'm telling you, that is so real. And it's not just with her, it's with others who have been. Everybody think Tyler Perry just blew up. He didn't blow up. Homeboy sleeping in his car, washing up in filling stations or gas station. We call them filling stations back home, and all of that. And people didn't know. See, and I always, this is my one thing. When you don't know my story, don't revel in my glory. Quit listening to what other people telling you about a person and get to know them for yourself. Quit assuming that a person did or said something to hurt you. Not that way at all. And I just need to just remind you, this is what it really and truly is. It's about you. It's about your walk with Christ. It's about you living a Christ life. I tell you, when you give up worrying about what other folks think, when you give up worrying about not having enough money for all of these things, there are people who have bought and spent tons of money on clothes and, cars, and they're not here. They didn't even get a chance to enjoy it. So why not enjoy today for what it really and truly is? That's the thing, Miss Carolyn, thank you for your blessings. You're right. I tell people all the time, I'm 6 weeks. I'm coming in 7 weeks post-op. If anybody had told me, but that's God. That's all I can tell you. That's God. This wasn't. I wish I could tell you it was some cosmetic surgery or whatever. It wasn't. In the last 5 years, a major surgery every year for the last 5 years, y'all. I'm still here. Y'all not hearing me. I'm still here. And that's why I feel so blessed. That's why I get so full. That's why I want to help. I want to do. I want to give. That's the thing. Because it's not about me. It truly is not. I don't know what my role exactly is going to be here on this earth, but I know it's something big. And I just keep believing and thanking God for it. And that's the other thing, y'all. Learn to give thanks. Some of y'all out there, you married, you're in relationships, and you never give thanks for everything that you have. See, I'm just going to tell you, I don't have a perfect marriage, but nobody does. Hear me when I say this. But one thing I can tell you, when Mr. comes home, it's food in the pots for him. That's right. Fresh, cooked. That's my thing. That's my jam, right? Not only that, quit complaining about what you don't have and then look at what you do have. I know when I open the refrigerator door, I'm trying to figure out what am I going to cook for today or what am I going to eat. But some of y'all are so cynical. You have nothing but complaints. And the thing is, you know what? When you complaining, there's somebody else sitting around and saying, you know what? I'll take that. I can do that. I'll make that work. We have to understand it's about Thanksgiving, giving thanks, being full. Listen, and by the way, I want to tell all of you, quit faking. If you don't have anything good to say a person or about a person, just don't say anything at all. Quit faking. Quit it. Oh, I love you. No, you don't. No, you don't. Let's be real. And that's the problem, and I always say, if you're over 30 and you still worrying about, think about what people think of you, you need to drop that baggage off and bury it. You need to be done and done with it. Even for our young teenagers, we've got kids that are fighting and hating on each other. Why? Why? There is more than enough love that needs to go around. We do need that. I hope y'all recognize that. And so that's the thing. It's more than enough love, And then, y'all, let me just say, I'm also grateful because sometimes you got to cut the string too with your kids and your grandkids. Look, I'm speaking from experience now, but I love them. But sometimes you got to let them walk on their own 2 feet. And I just had to have that conversation. I love that my grandson would fall over, but I had to have that conversation. Look, I can't be your money bank. Can't. And not can't, but I don't want to. We have become crutches for our young adults in so many ways. Some of y'all gonna write me and say, I'm telling you, I'm speaking from my experience and from listening to other adults. And one of the things, even as a life coach, I'm not a psychologist. So I don't deal with that. But you know what you got to do when you got to cut the cord with those kids. You know what you got to do. And I hear people, oh, it's so hard. Oh, well, hell, it's hard if all they want to do is Uber or DoorDash. Where's the money at? I'm just saying, we have to flip the script. And so, for all of you, I'm just telling you, I flipped the script a long time ago. After my second hospitalization, I was like, ain't nobody paying no bills up in this mug. None of the folks that's looking, talking, peeping. Yeah, I see y'all. I know you be peeping. I see you be looking. Some of you I haven't heard from in years. And then I post something, oh, I'm back, blah, 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 blah. And then I noticed, I'm like, wow, I hadn't heard or seen that person and I'm talking decades. But it's okay. And I appreciate that because the fact that you still looking and tweaking and weaking and looking, it just lets me know that guess what? I know you still think about me. And that's all right too. So I love it. That's right, Doc. You have to learn to love yourself in order to be able to give love. And that's the main thing. And that's what I am so in love with me, not from a a bragging perspective or any of that. I've made mistakes. I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm human. Um, but my goal is to get better. I want to strive to get better. And that's what it's all about. And that's the reality of it. But I just say, what is it not to like? You know, hey, but some people just can't stand the shine when you walk into the room. You got to shine, and they're trying to figure out why you shining. That also I find fascinating, absolutely fascinating. And it's you see people looking at you and wondering, well, what she got to smile about? Ain't none of your business. But if you ask me, I'm just going to tell you, I'm trying to follow the word. I want you to know I'm a lover of Christ Jesus. And the beauty of it is, even when I make mistakes, unlike you, He'll forgive me. That's the thing when you ask for. So I love that. The 3Ds, determination, distinction, and destiny. I love that. And Dr. Ross, that you're absolutely right. Unconditionally love yourself. Give yourself permission to be you, to be honest, there are some days, I remember last week, for instance, and I still have pain. And it was one of those days, just seemed like everything was working my last half of a nerve. And my husband came in and I just said, I I need to cry. I just feel like I need to cry. And here's the funny thing. We bust out laughing. I said, but I can't cry. I just had my eyelashes done and I can't get them wet for 24 hours. And we're cracking up. And before you know it, you just move on. But I love myself enough to give myself grace. And that's what a lot of you have to do. Give yourself grace. Know that it's okay. No matter what you're going through, you have to give yourself grace. You have to believe in yourself. That's what's important. I hurt. I feel. Some of you, when I find that I have a friend of mine who lost um, someone that they love dearly. And I didn't have the heart to say to her, when I heard about it, I wanted to break down and cry. And I didn't, but I still pray for her. And I pray for her heart because I know her heart's hurting. But I tell you, when you just quit looking at yourself, your situation, your surroundings, and just start giving thanks. See, a lot of times when you start giving thanks and quit complaining and really start thanking, the situation, the script gets flipped. That's the thing. And I love you too. Also, thank you so much. Um, it's um, it's just really something. But like I said, you guys, it's all about where we are in our stage in life and what we want to do. But my goal and my stage of life is to be there to support you. It's as simple as that. My stage in life is to be better than I thought I was and to be better at everything that I do. And I'll give you an example of that. One of the things that I was not very happy about a while back was asked to actually MC this event. And there were a number of things that actually, if you really stop, and I'm one of those, I have to break it down and look at it. But from my perspective on my part, I wasn't the person that I wanted to be. And guess what? I decided, let me go back to Toastmasters and let me pick back up some of the skills I may have lost. And already I see that. But if you don't ever strive to get better, be better, do better, you never will be better. And so that's the thing. And then the thing that I love, y'all know, some of y'all on here, you know, I don't have any problem. When you ask me, how'd you do that? What do you do? Will you help me? I'm there. I'm in the house with you. Why? Because I don't think I was supposed to have all this knowledge and not be able to help someone. But there are people out there that know how to do things and they will never share it with you. That's not me, you guys. That's not what I'm about. And I think that that's very important. I think that one of the things that you will start to see more of, and my business coach has really pushed me, and this is actually tough to just talk with you in this manner, but her whole thing is put yourself out there, and that's exactly what I'm doing. But the other thing also is making the steps that I've been afraid to take, and that's exactly what I'm doing. And I think that's really important. And for somebody to just be transparent and honest with you and push you, we all need that. Sometimes we all need that little extra swift kick and that reminder, that shove. I want to encourage all of you. I want to remind all of you that there's so many blessings that people want to give you. I know that there's so many blessings people want to give me, and I'm going to receive all of them, every single one of them. And in order for me to do that, some of those people that you've heard me mention early on, the haters, the haterades. And it's unfortunate that every single one of you on here listening, you have them, I have them. But don't worry about your haters because your haters can't get to you because the power that you serve is much higher and greater. And don't think that you're not supposed to go through things. Don't think you're not supposed to have challenges. You will. It's how you deal with it, how you overcome it that will make the difference. That's the main thing. And so I just want for all of us to live our lives and to live it more abundantly, to be a blessing to others, because every time you're a blessing to somebody else, those blessings come back to you. If you don't believe me, just try it. Just try it. Now, don't go out and just do one thing and just say, well, nothing happened. It's over time. Sometimes it's swift, sometimes it's not as swift, and sometimes there's always the inkling that it's coming. Just know that, believe that. And that's what I have to give to each and every one of you. Believing in yourself. I want you to tell the women in your lives that are still here. Let them know you appreciate them. Tell them that. Please let them know. And and if they're not here, there's nothing wrong with you getting a sheet of paper and writing it out. I keep a prayer box. So I write my prayers, not hateful prayers, y'all, because that would do no good. But I just pray for the person or persons. I write them down. I put them in my prayer box and I leave it. I mean, leave it. Done and done. Done. Let God take care of it. He always does. The universe will manage and handle everything. That's what you need to know. And I just want you guys to just feel good about who you are and where you are at this stage in life. Life is so short. I mean, it is so short. You have no idea. You're here one day and then you're down the next. And that's, I guess, for me, that's what I want you to know. Miss Carolyn, you still hung in there the whole time. Whole time. Doc Pock hung in there whole time. Al, you see, you guys are the people what I call my lifers. You understand where I've been. I don't. Some of you didn't know the situation, but I tell you through it all. You hear me? When I tell you God shows up and shows out, mm, y'all not hearing me. Y'all really are not hearing me. Because what you didn't know is before this surgery in February, I was in the hospital. Who goes in the hospital nowadays? I'm in the hospital for 3 days. Another surgery. But yet here I am. And yeah, and I'm doing good. Y'all not hearing me. I'm doing great. That's the thing. So I just need all of you to understand that as we wind down Women's History Month, tell a woman that you love her. But some of y'all, you men, you've played a role in my life too. And I love you for that. Al, hey, you know, you got a heart bigger than Texas. I know that. And I love you for that. And that's the thing. And so it's Big Papa. You bet. All right. Uh, Big Papa. All right. So just know that you are all coming from, and I'm coming to you from a place of love. And I feel like that's where you're coming from. It's that place of love. And I thank you guys for that. So let me tell you what's going to happen next. In 2 weeks, we've got a couple of guests that are going to come on. So if you guys are in business for yourself and you want to know how you get contracts with the government and those kinds of things, I'm going to have a guest who teaches that and talks about it. That's going to be on the show, and got a couple of other surprises, but we're mixing it up instead of having a guest every week. And maybe some of you don't realize how tough it has been to have for 9 years have a new guest every week, 52 weeks. That's a lot. It's a lot. And so one of the things that I had to realize is that there are things that I have to make some changes around, especially when it comes to my health. And those are some of the things that I'm doing and stretching out. So know that that's what's coming. So always look for the flyers that I put out there, and also at the same time I want you to know that I have. Um, let's see if we got somebody on here. Um, I have my upcoming training. That's for 4 weeks. Don't forget, place your order. Go to gloriabaileyray.com and you will be able to purchase a book. And like I said, I want to remind all of you is to support our efforts. We're getting there. Support our efforts and inquire about our sponsorship packages. By the way, let me give a shout out to Amal. Amal, I got to give a shout out. And to all the grits. That's right, GRITS, grits. That's girls raised in the South. All you sisters, I'm giving a shout out to you. And listen, if you're not in the space to become a sponsor, uh, please, a donation of any kind. Just go to gloriabaileyray.com and connect with me. There is a blessing in giving. Also, every Thursday night, y'all, check this out. Some of y'all know this. Every Thursday from 6 to 6:30 p.m., I am not only on Spreaker, but I'm also on YouTube. And the reason why I'm still on Spreaker is because my motivational spiritual podcast actually airs on platforms like Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Castbox, Deezer, Podchaser, Geo7. So I'm kind of all over doing all of these things with all of these gifts that God has given me. Why? Because tomorrow's not promised. So I'm going to use it to help and to be a blessing to others. And I hope that today what we've talked about and shared is that it's been a blessing to you. It's not your typical, ask and answer type of thing. But again, I want you guys to know that I appreciate you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And not only that, listen, until this time next week, here's what I need you to do. I want you guys to have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the week. I want you to give thanks for all of your blessings. Remember to pay it forward. That's key. Paying it forward. Very much so. And if you have a company, you work for a company, and you're interested in sponsorship packages, reach out to me and let me know. I'm there, and I will do whatever I can to assist you, but I'm asking for your help. Be sure follow me on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. On Instagram, I am at the authentic underscore coach. So I want you guys to know I love you. I appreciate you. And I thank you guys for your continued prayers of healing, which I plan on getting there. And I hope to be 150% by May, June, for sure. All right. So, but until this time, I want to thank you guys for being here. I'm your host, Gloria Bailey Ray. I love you guys. And as Don Cornelius would say, I want to send you off with peace, love, and soul. God bless you.
Thank you for watching the You Didn't Get the Memo show with your inspirational host, Gloria Bailey Ray. It's your contributions that make this happen. To become a sponsor, send an email to youdidn'tgetthememo@gmail. That's the letter U, didn't get the memo. If you're not in a space to be a sponsor, but you like what you hear, we simply ask that you support what you like by making a contribution to the show. There are 3 ways to make an online donation. Visit paypal.me/Gloria Bailey Ray or Cash App or Venmo, Gloria Bailey Ray. Give what you can. Your support is appreciated.